Be kind now.
This shy guy, you might already recognize. You might recognize him from the steps of the White House. You might recognize him from
City
a
Hall.
couple of years of AIDS activism. You might recognize him from the LA Gym, several movies, Super Army, How We'd Won the West.
Oh, yes.
You might recognize him now that the statute of limitations has passed.
Pioneer medical marijuana.
From passing out 4 pounds of compassion and 2,000 spaghetti dinners from the steps of City Hall.
That's right.
For the 15-year anniversary of Proposition 215. I know him from sitting around Dennis Peron's kitchen table, where I met most of the revolutionaries that I know. Richard Eastman, City Council, everybody.
Well, hello, kids and adults and senior citizens and young people and the people that left the room that I guess cared about medicating and munching right now because they've heard my speeches for many years. And some of you might know that I came to Hollywood in 1976. A couple of years later, I knew Harvey Milk, and he was killed, and Dennis Peron I knew from the early 70s, and I was a young gay man, and I wanted to be in the movie business, and eventually I went to work for Western Costume. I saved the Hollywood sign with Mayor Tom Bradley, and the LA Times in 1978, Alice Cooper, Hugh Hefner, Gene Autry paid for it. Community activisms from the beginning, from the Hollywood sign to dress the movie stars, and then somehow along the way I got sick, and it turned out I had AIDS in 1994. I had 22 T cells, I almost died, and I went to see Dennis Peron, and he said, I need your help. And the rest of the story, most of you know, because when I opened the first Cannabis Buyers Club in Los Angeles, there was only 2 in the country, one in San Francisco and one in West Hollywood. And we did that with courage and a doctor that told me I had 6 months to live, and here 17 years later, we have 18 states and 2 states that legalized. We re-elected the president that was a senator when I went to Colorado when there was no clinics there, and we opened the door for Colorado in 2008.
Yes.
And Dennis Peron and I and Kim Quiggle and John Pilka, the producer of the Smokin' at the White House, and Miguel Lopez, the producer of 420 in Denver, the biggest marijuana event in the United States, with 100,000 people every year for the last 4 years. I've been going to Denver to speak about medical marijuana. And we know legalization, taxation, recreation, the gentleman that mentioned Proposition 19. It was hard to beat Cheech and Chong and Willie Nelson and Jeff Jones and Richard Lee. And we didn't beat them with money, we beat them with love.
That's right.
Because Mr. Peron told me a long time ago, and Dennis Peron, the author of California Proposition 215, has been my friend for over 40 years. And Jack Pereira, the emperor of hemp, I met at Venice Beach in the early 70s, and God bless his soul, the 3 of us and our friends, the very pranksters, the merry pranksters, the hippies, when I grew up in San Francisco, we changed the world in 1996 right here in California. And I don't want to take too long to go about the past, because the reason I'm running is not just because I saved the Hollywood sign, and I used to work in the motion picture industry, but I served on the HIV Commission for the County of Los Angeles for 4 years, representing 60,000 people living with HIV and AIDS in Los Angeles, one of the largest districts in the country, the 2nd largest city in the country with people living with HIV and AIDS. And those 4 years, I was appointed by a board of supervisors that appointed me even though I was the pot guy, and I'm the AIDS guy, and I used to dress Denzel Washington and Mickey Rooney and Zsa Zsa Gabor. But when Dennis Peron's lover died, Jonathan, in 1991 or 2, you know, I didn't even know I had AIDS. And today, or a few weeks ago, I announced my candidacy for the 13th Council District. And this is Hollywood, Silver Lake, Atwater, Echo Park, a huge area. There's a banner over here. You can come over and see the map. And I filed the papers with Melissa, and Paul Koretz was there, my friend, who I served on the LA County Medical Marijuana Task Force for many years, and I helped draft SB 420, the law that's accompanied Proposition 215, that allowed all this to happen.
Hemp, hemp, hooray!
And when I needed a program for my marijuana expos, and now they're everywhere, in the convention centers in LA, in the convention centers in Orange County, in the convention centers in Colorado, I started the first medical marijuana expos in Southern California. My friend Ed Rosenthal had the Wonders of Cannabis. But Richard Eastman and his friends here in Los Angeles had the LA County Medical Marijuana Expo. We did it for 5 years. We did it in Long Beach for 1 year. The gentleman that spoke earlier had an unfortunate incident there, and I don't hold it against him, and I did apologize to him for calling me the guy that threw him out because I defeated Proposition 19. And we didn't defeat it with hate, we defeated it with love. We didn't need money, and that's the past. But why I'm running is, for like a lot of the previous candidates said, well, first of all, we freed the weed. And for the last 3 years, I've been going across America getting the greed out of the weed. And I did support Barack Obama when he was a senator. And I went to Denver. And I went to North Carolina a couple of months ago. And I supported Barack Obama with Kim Quiggle, and Dennis Perrone, and John Pilka, the producer of the Smoking at the White House, and Miguel Lopez, the producer of the 420 in Denver. And we united the marijuana smokers across America.
Yeah.
And Barack Obama won by 3 million votes. I believe those were marijuana smokers.
Yes, they
We
were.
united the marijuana smokers across America. And I'm asking the voters of the 13th Council District, there's 250,000 people that live in Hollywood and the area and the district, and about 100,000 are registered to vote. I'm collecting signatures for the next 14 days. And there's 20 people running, including Chris Ash, a nice young man that was here. And if you have friends that live in the district and you want to talk to me, I'm going to be here for a while longer. So thank you for allowing me to speak at the normal conference. Richard Eastman, candidate for City Council, March 5th, 2013, Council District 13, the great district of Hollywood, Silver Lake, Echo Park, Atwater, Fossil Park. It's a wonderful area. I've lived here since 1989. I'm a renter. I fight for rent control. I fight for civil rights for marijuana.
Yes, civil
I fight for
rights.
disabled people, young people, education for our youth, more money for the colleges.
Yes.
LA City College is right down the street from me.
Hooray!
If the people of the district elect me, I've already said, I don't need that fancy salary. $179,000, I'll keep about $20,000, and I'll give $160,000 to feeding the homeless. Every day I'm in office in Hollywood and Los Angeles. My name is Richard Eastman, and I'm running for City Council. And thank you for listening to me. God bless America and Hollywood.
Yeah.
Richard Eastman for
Now I guess we
District
can adjourn and go to
13.
the
All
party.
right, buddy. Good job, man. Heck yeah. I love your speech, man. Heck yeah.
Go have fun. Get some.
Hey,
If
Melissa, I've
you're
been seeing
in
you for
that
so long.
district,
I've been seeing
find
you
out,
since,
tweet up
If
the
you